time for me and my golf.
Total Game Series.
Oh, that was pretty decent.
Pretty good shot there, Pierce. I think I'd probably 20 yards past you on that one.
Well, maybe we can get a little bit more out of you. Hi, everyone. Today we're talking about driving. First of all, we're going to talk about how to hit the golf ball straighter, as well as hitting it past your playing partners, which is really important, isn't it, Andy?
It is, yes, definitely. And also, I think the importance of what this club is supposed to do. Distance really has never been more prominent in the game. So if we can hit this as far as possible, then if we can get it further down the golf course, then we're certainly going to save some shots.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important, though, Andy, to start with some of the problems that we see. So what stops people hitting fairways, first of all, but also not optimising their drives?
OK, well, let's start with the setup. So from the guys that come to see us for lessons, Pierce, we see similarities, don't we? And I think most of the guys at home will know with the driver we would like to hit a little bit more on the way up to give us more distance. But to help us achieve this, we obviously want that ball position forward. But what we often see happen when we do this is as the ball creeps forward, so does the upper body. We get the upper body moving with it because it feels comfortable to our eyes.
It almost looks like that's what it should look like when you stand into the golf ball, doesn't it?
Exactly. So we see the upper body creep this way, the head moves over the golf ball, but look at this now. My shoulders are almost tilted towards the target. I've got a lot of pressure in my lead leg, and from here, this is really going to encourage a more downward strike on the golf ball, which we know we don't really want if we want to be optimum. Also, take a look at the alignment, Pierce, when I do this. My forearms and my shoulders want to point left, and we know when they do this, the club will want to swing left, and we know that brings in that horrible slice that, again, robs us of distance.
I think what we need to do then, let's get some solutions to this then. How can we set up to hit it straighter and to optimise those drives?
OK, well, let's just not guess the ball position. Let's make sure when we practice, we know exactly where it's going to be. So I'm going to drop my alignment stick down there here so I know exactly where it is. And let's really take a look at the alignment and the tilts that we create. So if I take my setup here, I'm just going to take it in my lead hand with that ball position forward. You can see from here, I'm nice and neutral with my alignment, but also my tilts. My trail hand's going to go on my right leg like here. And all I'm going to do from here, Pierce, is simply tilt the right hand, slide it down a couple of inches to create this tilt in the spine.
Love that.
You can see the spine's tilted away here. The shoulders are still square to my target line, parallel to the feet line. And from here, I can go ahead now and put the trail hand on. What we don't want to do is get the right hand coming over like this, opening the shoulders and losing those good angles.
OK, let's see what you got.
OK. The first one wasn't too bad. I reckon I can get a little bit more out of this one.
We'll get our launch monitor ready to tell you exactly what you did. OK, good. Definitely a high ball flight
Definitely
as well on
launch.
that one. So we're looking at that there. So your attack angle, this is important to tell you this, is 1 degree up. So you were hitting up on the golf ball, which is good, but maybe we can get a bit more out of your optimum. And 285 carry, that's quite long, actually. That's pretty
Not bad,
decent.
not bad. You're warming up, though, Pierce. Definitely more left in there, yeah.
OK, so, I mean, look, that's obviously really important that we understand how to get into that. But then when we talk about the golf swing, we want to be able to, obviously, you've got yourself optimum setup. We know what we want when we hit the golf ball, but what are we talking about in our backswing to help us to do this?
The lead shoulder is important for this. So if I take my setup here, the lead shoulder, think about this, the lead shoulder will influence the low point. So the more my lead shoulder moves back in the backswing, travels back behind the golf ball, the more the low point now will be before the golf ball. This helps me then hit on the way up. And you think of Greg Norman and Tiger, who would really move that lead shoulder back. It would travel a lot in the backswing. Some of the guys, the golfers that we coach, Pierce, they will come to us. They'll be first left-sided, they will swing, and that left shoulder really hasn't moved very far. And we know then from there that low point is going to be way after the golf ball. And from there, that's really what we're not looking for with the driver.
And just quickly on that there as well, just want to make sure that people don't get this wrong, because sometimes when we talk about the left shoulder having a wider journey on the way back, sometimes the low body moves off the ball, doesn't it? Just explain that for us.
OK, yeah, so the left shoulder moves back, but obviously we don't want this sway, the lower body moving away from the target. We don't really want that. We want a good, stable lower body that rotates, but the upper body sort of moves and winds up over the lower body. That really, we hear loading the right leg a lot in golf, Pierce. That really helps us load the right leg, and then from here we are ready then to use the lower body and hopefully achieve this impact that we want.
Yeah, because I really like that, because as you say, obviously this setup is priming you, but now you still have to finish it off and obviously do that. OK, so let's get our launch monitor ready again. So obviously you're going to prime the setup, and you're going to have this feeling of the left shoulder
Exactly.
in the back.
So I'm going tilts, really getting that setup primed. Now I'm feeling that lead shoulder travel back behind the golf ball. from here. I really feel behind it there, Piers, and there's only one way it's going from that. That's up in the air. Okay, let's see if I can get a few more yards for you, Piers.
Yeah, you still don't forget, I still think you're 20 behind me, you're not 20 ahead of me. That's very nice.
And that's
And
definitely the
straight
best
as well.
one.
And we talk about this, I'll come to that in a moment, but that's really good. Okay, so attack angle 3 degrees up, 5 yards further, 290, just under 290. So 5 yards further, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think it's really, you know, it's really important to, we often talk about this, that when people optimize, they often get straighter as well, don't they?
I do, yes. So what optimizes people definitely helps them become more accurate as well. So if you can combine the two, then it's a win-win.
Okay, sounds like you need to give that a go.
Don't learn just about the driver. Andy and Piers cover it all. Get the full Me and My Golf Total Game Series digital download now. Only at revolutiongolf.com/total game.